Hi guys. So I just saw this story about Melania Trump and how she's expected to buck the trend and not move to the White House with her husband this time around. I mean, for those of you who care, I know most people who come onto my YouTube channel are here for the Harry and Meghan content. They have no interest in any of this. And as a general rule, as I have said, I've avoided politics for years and years and years. But I just think this second Trump term is going to be so interesting that I wanted to get in from the very beginning and, chronicle it all the way through. And one of those things that I will be talking about from time to time will be Melania Trump, the future first lady. So we know she had that first term in 2016. It was filled with controversy. Friends were lost. Things were said. And, she had her persona. And it looks like she's expected to continue to have this very elusive persona. And according to reports, she is expected to split her time between New York and Palm Beach while Trump is in DC. Certainly, I think that will be unique. Most presidential wives, if not all, have lived in the White House. Is it in the East Wing or the West Wing? In the East Wing of the White House, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's been a whole thing, a whole tradition for the American president and his family to live in the White House. And the first lady, and we've only had first ladies, there hasn't yet been a first gentleman, has always had a very visible role, right? She's always been a key player in shaping the image of the presidency. And she's always had, her charity goals, her philanthropic causes or other causes, whatever the nature of them might be, that would sort of augment the administration and the president's image, her husband's image. The first lady has been instrumental historically in helping to shape the image of the president. I mean, think Jackie O, think Michelle Obama, think Hillary Clinton, even, and or Nancy Reagan and her gorgeous outfits, so that has always been the American tradition is that the American First Lady, she lives in Washington, D.C. at the White House with her husband. Usually they have children, not always, but usually. And all of that goes into creating a certain vibe, a certain atmosphere in the country, even, right? I mean, like the country takes cues from this White House family. But Melania Trump's past conduct suggests that she will take a very different approach to being First Lady, as she did in 2016, where she didn't even move to the White House for months and months and months. And even after she moved, she kept a very low profile while she was there. Recently, it was said that she refused to meet with Jill Biden, the outgoing First Lady, for this traditional tea and crumpets, where they were, I guess, going to talk shop and where the torch would be unofficially passed to Melania. And the reason Melania allegedly cited for the diss was that she has not forgotten the raid of Mar-a-Lago, and she blames Jill Biden's husband, Joe Biden, for giving permission to the FBI and others to go to Florida, bust through Mar-a-Lago and rip the whole place apart looking for documents. And she apparently said that for that reason, she will not meet with Jill Biden. I mean, Jill Biden is not the president, and so I'm not really sure why, a tea and crumpet with Jill Biden would sort of be beneath Melania's dignity on the one hand. On the other hand, if I put myself in her place, I'm trying to think, how would I feel? How would I feel if someone busted into my home and ripped it apart and defiled my home. This is my home. You know what I mean? I live here. And you bust in and you rip it apart and you put pictures up on the internet. I've seen pictures of bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago with things on the floor, which I found hard to believe, to be honest with you, that these people would be so rich with all of these housekeepers and so on, and that the state of their bathroom would be like this. And you know that it's not like this. You know that it was made like this, and then pictures were taken and pasted all over social media just to sort of make this story even more exciting and meaty and juicy and entertaining. And so, from that vantage point, I mean, and I'm not like a Melania fan or a Melania enemy, I'm like neutral on Melania. But on that score, I probably wouldn't want anything to do with the people who were even remotely responsible for this either. You know, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I mean, I understand they were looking for classified documents and so on, but this is her home, and this is her husband. Whatever he did, it's her husband. So, I don't really condemn her too much. I mean, but it's not Jill's fault. It's not Jill Biden's fault. But at the same time, I'm not going to come down on Melania for her posture on this. But apparently her team has said that she had some kind of conflict, some other interview that she had to promote her memoir, and that's why she didn't accompany her husband to Washington, D.C. He arrived with a plane load filled with men like him, Elon Musk, and others to greet Joe Biden at the White House, but Melania stayed away. Should Melania maintain this distance, though, from DC? I think it will obviously disrupt the traditional First Lady image, right? Which is often tied to the White House as a place of, family life and national unity, an example for the rest of the country. Um, I think that her absence could obviously mean fewer photo ops, and they're going to want the media wants its photo ops, and Melania knows this. She was a model and whatever, so she's really like not giving them very much. She didn't give a lot in 2016, and I think she's going to give even less in 2024, because she knows her power, she knows her position. So she's going to be making fewer appearances, and the public will have fewer opportunities to see her influence on presidential affairs, you know? And yeah, I think that's just exactly how Melania wants it. She doesn't want to be blamed for anything, right? She wants to shield herself and her family, her son in particular, from the political spotlight as much as possible, and any controversies or public backlash that could accompany that, including, fights and people, like what we saw on January 6th. So yeah, that's it for this one. See you in the next one. Do subscribe if you want to hear more of this kind of content. Take care. Bye.